During this session, we will describe the ACRB choreographies. In particular, we will focus on C4 scenario, collaborative marketing, and on C7 scenario, enter shop and in-store marketing and sale. Then we will analyze the organization of the software used to set up and run the two choreographies. And finally, we will discuss about the graphic user interface used for monitoring the execution of the two choreographies. If we take a look to the main ACRB choreography, we can identify C4 scenario, collaborative marketing, and C7 scenario, in-store marketing and sale. In particular, C7 scenario is made up of two sub-choreographies, enter shop and in-store marketing and sale. Let's start analyzing C4 scenario, collaborative marketing. The scenario starts when the marketing application receives the user shopping list. In this case, marketing application service starts analyzing sales at store services and at the same time the availability of products at the warehouses. The collected information is then provided to the marketing manager, which is in charge to produce the provision estimation for the addressed products. These estimations are used to check the availability of these products at the associated commercial partners. At this point, the marketing application service selects the suitable proposal from the ones provided by the commercial partners and then requests the marketing director the confirmation to proceed to purchase the quantity of products specified in the proposal. Last, the marketing director authorizes or not the purchase request. This picture shows the BP diagram relevant to collaborative marketing use case. C4 scenario may be considered split into two phases, setup and runtime. During setup, the marketing manager subscribes to the marketing application service to provide the provision estimation. At the same way, the marketing director subscribes to the marketing application service to authorize the provision purchase. During the runtime phase, the commercial partners subscribe to the marketing application service at different moments while the choreography is running. Now let's analyze what happens in the in-store marketing and sales scenario. The scenario starts when the marketing application service receives from Mario Shopping Assistant service the shopping list with its preference and profile. The shopping list and the user preferences are used by the marketing application to compute, in cooperation with the marketing manager, tailored offers for Mario and for the other customer within the shop. The marketing application at this point sends special offer advertisement to totems in shops. At the same time, the marketing application service sends personalized offer to Mario and to the other customer inside the shop using both the shopping assistant application and the basic communication device services. When Mario checks out, this information is notified by the self-checkout machine to the shopping assistant application service, including the list of the purchased items. The same notification is forwarded to the marketing application service. This picture shows the BP model diagram relevant to the in-store marketing and sale scenario. In this picture, the enter shop process is not included. Even C7 scenario may be considered split into two phases, the setup and runtime. During setup, the marketing manager subscribes to the marketing application service to produce tailored private offers or public offers for the customer inside the shop. During setup, the smart cards are registered to the shop entrance service so that each smart card is tagged as free or in use. During runtime, public and private offers are notified and published only when at least a user is inside the store. Now, let's take a look to the organization of the software, which is made up of 4 applications. The first one is the starter, which is in charge to instantiate the web services and to run the scenario setup. The second is the C4 scenario starter. In this application, the shopping list is transmitted to the marketing application. The third one is the C7 scenario starter. In this application, the clients enter the store. The fourth application is relevant to the graphic user interface, which is used for monitoring the running of choreographies. In addition, we have the ACRB configuration file. This file is used to specify the number of instances for each service type and to disable or enable the ACRB monitoring service. The graphic user interface is organized into rectangles and arrows. Each rectangle in the graphic user interface identifies a single web service, while the arrow identifies the service contract between 2 web services. The number shown on the top of each rectangle identifies the number of instances for that web service. The number shown on each arrow identifies the number of transactions relevant to that service contract. During the setup phase of C4 scenario, we can see how the number of commercial partner services grows up to the final value of 200. The final value of the store services will be equal to 5, while the number of warehouse services will be equal to 4. We can observe that the final number of marketing manager services will be equal to 1, and at the same way, the marketing director service number will be equal to 1. The number specified in the supply need estimation represents the marketing manager subscription for providing the provision estimation. The number specified in the supply authorization box represents the subscription of the marketing director to provide the authorization confirmation. After C4 scenario has been started, we can see that marketing application starts collecting information relevant to sales from store services and relevant to stock from warehouses services. The collected data are then forwarded to marketing manager, which in turn replies indicating if a provision for a certain product is required or not. As soon as a commercial partner subscribes to the marketing application as a provider, the marketing application starts asking to commercial partner the availability of the product in the provision estimation. From now on, the commercial partner services have a limited time interval to reply indicated the current availability of that product. At this point, the marketing application services selects the suitable proposal from the ones received from the commercial partners and compute a purchase request and sends it to the marketing director, which in turn will reply authorizing or less the purchase request. During the setup phase of C7 scenario, we can see that when a new client service is created, a new shopping assistant and a new basic communication device service is created. When all the smart cart services have been instantiated, each smart cart is registered to the shop entrance service. When a new smart cart is registered, the shop entrance service recovers the status of the smart cart, free or in use. C7 scenario starts as soon as the first client enters the shop. The client check-in is notified by the shop entrance service to the marketing application service. At this point, the client subscribes to the smart cart service and changes its status from free to in use. When the client puts a new product into the cart, the smart cart notifies the marketing application service. After that, a new check-in has been notified, the marketing application starts asking the marketing manager to compute a new private offer. At the same time, ask the marketing manager to produce a public offer for the other customers inside the shop. When a new private offer is received, the marketing application service sends this offer to the shopping assistant application service or, in alternative, to the basic communication device service. At the same way, when a public offer is received, the marketing application publishes it to the in-store totem services. When the client completes his shopping, the smart cart service sends a payment request to the self-checkout machine, which confirms the payment completion. When the client leaves the shop, the self-checkout machine service notifies the user checkout to the marketing application service. The marketing application service continues publishing offers to the in-store totem services or to the shopping assistant and basic communication device services as long as at least a client is inside the shop. The choreography stops when no client is inside the store.